Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Maximising our Membership virtual event this afternoon. My name is John Maximising. I'm the Chamber President, and I'd like to welcome you all, as I say, to this event. The Chamber, we're a membership organisation looking at and promoting our mutual interests in terms of business. We're there to support you, and we actively encourage you to engage with us at all times. As I say, we have a strong team based in the Chamber office, and we want to hear from you, because the success of the Chamber will only be measured by the amount of engagement that we have with our members on a continual basis. We have seen over the last 2 years, it has been very challenging for people who have joined us now as members or some of our existing membership. And it's great that we have been able to support business during this difficult time. We will continue to support business into the future. And as we exit and look forward with optimism in relation to business over the next 12, 24 and 36 months, as I say, we are there to support you. And please, at all times, if you have any difficulty in relation to anything from a business perspective that the Chamber can help you with, we would ask you please to engage with us in that regard. One of the important things from a Chamber perspective is the networking events. And we have a strong agenda of events coming up over the next number of months, events that we haven't had over the last 2 years. And we encourage all of our members to come along, to network, to meet other members, to create business contacts, and for us, obviously, outside of the virtual world, to meet you all face to face. Our website is updated with information, relevant information on a timely basis. So we would ask you to engage with our website in terms of any information that you might need. Just from so that you understand the operations of the Chamber, we operate across 5 strategic panels involving Chamber directors and other people who have specific expertise in the areas. The 5 panels that we operate across are economic development, education and training, tourism and hospitality, the green agenda, and smart technology. So these are key strategic groups from our perspective as we push forward the interests of Waterford and the South East in terms of economic development into the future. We also engage with several stakeholders. We have active meetings and ongoing meetings with government representatives. And these have happened over the last while. Our most recent one was with Darragh O'Brien, the Minister for Housing. We had a previous one in relation to the TUSE with the Minister as well. So look, it's very much part of our agenda, representing you as our members and advocating from you on a continual basis. So without further ado, as you can see, the agenda there, I have my speech finished. I'm going to hand you over to Gerard Hurley, our CEO. And then there are a number of other sections: speed networking, the membership benefits, which will be covered by Alfred Bow. Linda will cover off the PR events and communication, and we'll have a speed networking event to close the meeting. And I'll come back in again just to pass the closing comments. So again, thank you for your attention here today. We hope you find the event worthwhile, and we look forward to engaging you today virtually and in the future on a face-to-face basis. So I'll hand you over now to Gerard Hurley. Thank you very much.
Sorry, you're muted there, Drew.
Hello? Hello, Brian?
Yeah, you're okay.
Yeah, sorry,
Sorry. Look, sorry about that. It's hard getting, after years of technology, still getting used to it. So look, thank you, John, and good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us here today. As John outlined, we have a tight schedule, so I'll get right to it. For those of you I haven't met, I've been CEO of Waterford Chamber now for almost 5 years, and prior to that, for many years, I had connections with the Chamber, but like many of you, I'm sure, I never really fully understood what the Chamber did. Today, I'm delighted to say we now have a very active, proactive, reactive, and successful chamber. We're the largest business representative organization in the Southeast, with over 600 members, with over 18,000 employees. And this time last year, in fact, we were named Chamber of the Year in the Chambers Ireland Awards. And we also won the Best Local Authority Collaboration Award. And prior to that, we won the Event of the Year for one of our flagship events, which is the Toys for Engineers Expo and Conference. And I'm delighted to say that will be back again this year. These awards that we've received are testament to the hard work of a great team here in Waterford Chamber and to the support of our members. We're a small but dynamic team here, and our commitment to our core values of being ambitious for our future, innovative, and member-centric, among others, are what drive us to represent you, our members. So what do we do for you? Well, there are many benefits to be a member of Waterford Chamber, some which will benefit you directly and others indirectly. Brian, can you just move on to the next slide, please? No, Brian, you're going backwards. Right, one. Membership benefits. Here's just a kind of a summary of the benefits and of the main benefits of being a member of Waterford Chamber. And I'll run through them very, very quickly. First and foremost, we help you build your network, as John said. That's whether you're looking to collaborate, generate sales leads, or in need of a specific service. Our networking events are a great way to do that, but don't hesitate to contact us. If you feel that we can help you contact someone directly, we'll be happy to assist. We strongly believe that collaboration is the key to success and advocate for that at every opportunity. Next, we have lobbying, and I'll talk to you a little bit on that later on in a little bit more detail. Training through our sister company, Waterford Chamber SkillNet. We can provide customized and subsidized training to suit your needs. And Tom, I'm glad to say, who's our SkillNet network manager, is here with us today, and he'll be available to speak to you in one of our breakout rooms. Avril will take you through a number of these benefits shortly also, including the Waterford Shop Local gift voucher scheme, our boardroom facilities, and membership support. And then Linda will also discuss how we can promote your business for you, along with what events we have coming up this year. The next slide, Brian, please. Yeah, lobbying is at the core of what we do in Waterford Chamber, as we try to build a better business community for all. And to advise on our lobbying agenda, as John mentioned, we have 5 strategic panels who have direct inputs into our submissions and correspondence. And we encourage active participation from all our members, and there will be opportunities for you to input whatever concerns you have along the way. But please, in the meantime, don't hesitate to bring any of your own business concerns to our attention, and we'll try and support you. Some of the key items on our current agenda pertaining to business opportunity and a better Waterford for all include 24/7 cardiac care, funding for Waterford Airport, equitable funding for the new technological university, city regeneration, some planning issues. We've been heavily involved in the drafting of the development plan, and also connectivity via the N24, and last but not least, carbon neutrality. And we're very much supporting Waterford's ambition to be a carbon neutral city by 2040. Just on that, we're always looking for ideas on how we can achieve that goal of being Ireland's first carbon neutral city. And we'd love to hear what you're doing as an organization to achieve this goal. So please share your stories with us and we can publicize them for you. In terms of meetings to push our agenda, we've arranged quarterly meetings with our Oireachtas members. And we also recently met with Simon Harris and Dara O'Brien with more ministerial visits planned for the months ahead. Again, your input and participation at these events is most welcome. As members, we invite you to shape our lobbying agenda. So, because we all have the day-to-day concerns of running our businesses, and a better Waterford will absolutely lead to a better business for us all. Could I have the next slide, Brian, please? Training and development of your team is hugely important to us, especially in such a competitive work climate. And we, right now, not only that, but also supporting your employees with their career development. And it shows your commitment to their future. So it's hugely beneficial. We're also aware of the fact that we have major skills shortages in some sectors. Together with Waterford Chamber SkillNet and other stakeholders, we strive to promote the best in terms of heavily subsidized training and opportunities for our workforce. So please, again, don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Tommy if you have specific needs in this area. In Chamber, we also run a number of webinars and breakfast briefings throughout the year, and Linda will go through these later with you. We also have our Regional Leaders Program, which has been running now, this is its fifth year. Again, Linda will touch on this, but suffice to say, we can support you and your team in terms of skill development and career enhancement. Finally, for any of you who are exporting or even indeed looking at exportation, we provide certificates of origin service for our Chamber members, and Michael Lina and our team will be happy to speak to you in this regard. Look, that's all for me at the moment. Before I hand you over to Avril, I understand we're going to take a short networking break. And Brian, I presume you'll explain that first, explain that to us now.
Hi there, everybody. So what we're going to do is we are going to open up some breakout rooms. We'll go into the breakout rooms for about 8 minutes. You'll be randomly assigned and you shouldn't have to do anything to go in, but if you do see a blue button on your screen to join the breakout room, please do click it. Here we go, all set up, very good.
Oh, thanks very much. Very pleasant lady. Good afternoon, folks. My name is Avril Bowe, and I look after membership services here at Waterford Chamber. Unfortunately, I can't take any credit for the Chamber Commerce of the Year award that we got because I joined 1 week before the award there last year. But certainly in order to retain it, I'd love to be a part of retaining it for the next year, no pressure. As I said, I look after membership services and support the work of Gerald and Linda and Michael and our team here. I popped my email address up on the screen there. I'm literally an email or a phone call away if I can help you in any way with some of the topics that Gerald spoke about, or indeed what I might mention here. So we spoke about building your network as part of our I suppose, the services of the Waterford Chamber. And how we do that is through the likes of these sort of events, which we've all become quite used to and still a little nervous of, and we're still not used to unmuting ourselves and stopping videos and keeping the cat off the keyboard. But thankfully, we have the opportunities to go back to some of our live events. And Linda will speak about those a little bit later. But there's certainly 2 or 3 opportunities every month to network with the Chamber, the Chamber membership of over 650 businesses. And so we would encourage you to participate in the events, whether they're live or virtual. And I suppose that's how we raise your company profile, by attending some of these events. So we have some sort of marquee events throughout the year. Our Toys for Engineers event, which will be happening in late September, early October. Our Business Expo will be returning this year in person, and we have some really exciting news on that coming up. And we'll let you know about that and through the likes of our newsletter and our social media channels. And on the subject of that, please do follow us on the social media channels. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And do interact with us. We all know that the way to, without handing all our money over to the big guys, is to interact with those social channels and to share any of the information that you feel is relevant on your own timelines. We're looking forward to the return of our Business After Hours events. It was a little bit of a stop-start. We were flying along, and then we got one in between by the time we were locked up again. Shay there from Universal Graphics kindly hosted us in September there last year, and we're back then in March the 10th. With a Business After Hours in the Apple Market with Regina Mangan and Liberty Blue estate agents celebrating their 25th anniversary. So you can register for the event, and please do join us. It's an amazing opportunity to have an event outside and somewhere slightly unexpected. And Regina has promised us a crack ceol agus kaint. So I'll translate that for you later, Jonas. So be part of the conversation. I mentioned, engaging with the Chamber through our social media channels. Email us, call us with any queries if there's any way that we can help, or if you feel that you can make a contribution to some of our projects that we're doing. And our sector meetups then. So we would have sector meetups around the subjects of HR or marketing, and the likes of our budget breakfast or our Brexit information sessions. And if these are relevant to you, we're delighted to host these, and they're only as successful as the numbers that we get to attend them and the contributions that people can make. One of the day one rule 101s of business is to ask for referrals. So we are asking for a referral. We want to build a stronger and a bigger chamber and more representative across all the business sectors. So if you know of somebody that you feel that would benefit of membership with the chamber, or that is a new business and that could do with the support, please send us their details or you send our details on to them, and we'd be delighted to have a chat about the membership options for them. Brian, if I could have the next slide there. It's not just down to you in terms of building the network. Involve your team. I know that particularly with smaller businesses, you are the managing director, the financial controller, the marketing manager, the chief cook and bottle washer. But if you have a team there that you can delegate some of the responsibility, or you feel is of benefit, please do involve them. Do send us their details if you'd like them to be included in our chamber newsletter, which comes out every week. There may be pieces within that newsletter that may be of interest or may be of benefit to those members of your team. So please do get them on the radar with us. There's lots of peer-to-peer events, as I mentioned, through either HR or marketing, and they're great opportunities for your team to be part of that conversation as well. And there's also benefits to them, to the chamber, through the training and development opportunities with our Chamber SkillNet. And Tommy's joined us today from Chamber SkillNet. Their website is such a mine of information about upcoming training opportunities. And it's really well worthwhile to sign up for their newsletter as well. But we also offer discounts and offers to the members and the members of staff for all our chamber members. So that's there could be a discount at a store, and that's a really nice little a bonus for your team. Next slide there, Brian. And on the subject of, I suppose, recognizing and your team members, a lovely way to recognize your team members is through an annual bonus or I suppose a way of supporting them other than through pay, and one of those is through is by supporting the Waterford gift voucher scheme. This is a scheme that was set up a couple of years ago to support Shop Local and to support local businesses, and their it works in the same way as the likes of a One for All gift voucher. However, the revenue stays here in Waterford. In 2019, we sold €100,000 worth of vouchers, and over the past 2 years, there's been over €1.3 million of revenue kept here right in Waterford, supporting local jobs and local businesses. It's in the similar situation to the likes of any of the other vouchers. You can reward your team member up to €500 annually and tax-free. It supports over 200 businesses locally, and what is, I suppose, stark in terms of numbers there is that just 139 businesses in Waterford supported the scheme last year. So if you think we have 650 members, you know, we'd like to see more businesses supporting it, and we'd like to see more businesses coming on board, accepting the vouchers, because the more places that people accept and people can spend them, the more attractive it is. So please do consider accepting them as part of your business or your services, and consider them as your Christmas bonuses or gifts to your staff, or indeed your suppliers. It's a fabulous scheme, and we can get a little bit more information on the website, or indeed contact us at the Chamber directly, and we can give you a little bit more information there. Finally, recruitment is something that's been very much on the mind of so many of you. We get so many calls. We're certainly in a crisis at the moment in terms of staffing. We have a couple of ways that we can support you in that. Please do use the Chamber website. The website gives you the opportunity to post job opportunities. If you need any help to set that up or to post jobs, just give us a shout. Michael Lina could do this in his sleep. I'll probably be not as quick, but it's a fantastic opportunity and a free opportunity to post job opportunities there. Use the Chamber network and contacts within the Chamber if you feel that we can be of support to you. We do have a lot of recruitment companies, HR and support businesses as Chamber members, so we try and refer those within the Chamber. And then we have also events the likes of our Business Expo and our Toys for Engineers this year, which will be, as I said, in the end of September, October, and there are opportunities there to try and recruit and staff. As I said, we have the amazing, I suppose, resource of the Waterford Chamber SkillNet. So if it's a case of that you can't recruit the right person, perhaps there's somebody in your organization that just needs to be reskilled or upskilled, and that's where Chamber SkillNet comes into its own, with subsidized and supported courses ranging, I think there may be over 100 different training and skills courses over the next 12 months. And keep an eye up, keep yourself updated, because we new courses come online all the time. That's all for me today, folks, and I appreciate your time and your attention. And as I said, give me a shout if there's anything I can do to help you. And we look forward to meeting you in person really soon.
Well, good.
Thanks, Barry. Good afternoon, everybody, and delighted to interact with so many of you here today. I suppose just for those of you who don't know me, or maybe who I haven't met, or who are new to Chamber, my name is Linda Lawton, and I run the operations, which is a very big title for being all things to all men. I suppose my remit is quite varied and quite broad. And it's certainly a very interesting job, and I guess as what's probably termed as a people pleaser, I quite like being able to help out and to work with all of the businesses within the community. Quite passionate about what we do, and really enjoy, I suppose my background is as a journalist, but I've also worked as a professional fundraiser and event manager. So it really is combining my love of those industries. So I'm very, very fortunate to be able to do what I do, and of course to work with a fabulous team. I'm here today to talk about events and promotion and how we can help you in that regard. So I'm just going to start maybe around the communication side of things. So we have a number of tools where we can promote your business. Most of them are free to you to use. What I would say is it's up to you to come to us with the information. We will do some obviously organically, but we're happy to share your news, your, you know, if you have promotions on, if you win an award, if you have any good news, if you have jobs, anything like that. Our platforms, particularly on social media, are there for you to use. You can see the figures yourself. We're quite active, quite strong on social media, and that's growing all the time. So I would encourage you, send us your information. You can send it to me, Avril, Michael, send it by pigeon, I don't care. Just be sure to send it in to us and we'll certainly promote it. Along with our social media then, a lot of the news would be transferred into our weekly newsletter, which goes to thousands of people every week. And that generally goes out on a Tuesday. So again, if you do want to submit anything, please send it in by Monday and we'll happily include that. Once it's in the weekly newsletter, it will also feature on our website, which we would get a significant amount of traffic to. So we have our news updated there on a daily basis. So again, for one email, you're going to potentially get into the newsletter, get onto our social media platforms and get on the Chamber website, which, you know, I mean, is a pretty good return on one email. And again, we're, you know, send us images if you're holding an event or if there's anything like that, we are happy to promote you. That's what we're here to do. Just in terms of Network Magazine, most of you will have seen this at this point. This is our own corporate business magazine that we produce 4 times a year. I suppose it's grown exponentially over the last couple of years. It started out as an idea. And I suppose really it's kind of become a go-to place at this stage. Just in terms of distribution, we send it, obviously it's available digitally through all of our social media platforms where we feature the different features and advertisers and so on, all through the life cycle of the magazine. But it's also posted out then to our corporate members, to government officials, government ministers, government bodies, public bodies, any of the key stakeholders, IDA, Enterprise Ireland, etc., local businesses, and it's also sent then internationally to embassies all over the world and to international IDA and Enterprise Ireland offices. So I suppose the idea behind it really is to showcase Waterford as a great place to do business, a great place to live, a great place to invest in. And I mean, we've heard of stories where somebody walked into an office in Brussels and picked it up and rang somebody from home and said, geez, your sister's in the magazine and I'm after picking it up in Brussels. And so you'd be surprised at how far our news can spread. And look, we know we have a lot of good news to share. So we can do that through Network Magazine. There's a couple of different ways, again, that you can do that. Obviously, it being a magazine, it is funded through advertising, because we do print copies which are available in businesses throughout Waterford as well. So you can advertise with the magazine. We have some really keen rates there, and Avril can take you through some of those, obviously discounted if you go across the 4 issues in the year. And yeah, we go from anything from quarter pages right up to double page spreads, back cover, so on and so forth. And Avril's popping in her email address there if you want to make inquiries about Network Magazine. It's a fantastic way to profile your business and get your message out there. And working in tandem, obviously, with the free platforms that are there, you know, we would be really, I suppose, sad to hear a member say that the Chamber isn't promoting their business, because those tools are there for you. We also have a number of member-to-member offers to our affinity scheme. You'll find a link to that on the top of the newsletter. You would have received a newsletter this morning. And if you just look at the top of it, there's 2 links. One is to the full membership. So if you are looking to find out who members of Waterford Chamber are, there's a link there to that. Alternatively, you can find that on our website. And you'll also see a link to our affinity scheme. If you want to do member-to-member offers, or you want to put out an offer, or even run a competition, maybe through our Facebook page or through Instagram, etc., then definitely give us a shout and we'll take care of that for you. We can help out in terms of graphic, editorial, anything like that. So we really are there to help you in terms of your promotion. And as I always say, there's no point having a business if nobody knows about it. So it's up to you to shout it from the rooftops, and we'll certainly provide the mechanism to do that. Brian, we might just move on if you don't mind. So I suppose moving from the promotion side of things then, I just wanted to maybe have a look at the year that's passed, because it's, you know, people might think, God, you know, they couldn't do anything. But actually, if you have a look at these numbers, they are quite staggering, and it just shows that while we may not be as good as shouting our own message from the rooftops, we are actually actively working in the background. As part of our Regional Leaders Programme, which is a hugely successful event that we run with Waterford Chamber SkillNet and Bosch and Lom, we held 220 one-to-one mentoring meetings. Now, I know there's a number of people on the call who would have been part of the Regional Leaders Programme, and they probably sing about it more or better than I could. But really, the Regional Leaders Programme is designed to support be it yourself in business or your colleagues or your employees. And I suppose what I'd say is it runs over 9 months. It's very much designed to encourage leadership and to help people. I've done the course myself, and I absolutely loved it. But I suppose just from this point of view, you get three mentors that you work with on a one-to-one basis. And last year alone, we organised 220 of those one-to-one meetings, which is a massive amount of interaction in the business community. And really, you couldn't buy the support and the learning or the knowledge. Just in terms of the Meet the Buyer, so again, that's a huge element as part of our Toys for Engineers event. All of these events you'll be able to find out about through our website, newsletter, etc. But the Meet the Buyer is I suppose, an element where we connect business with multinational businesses, with Indigenous companies, with the effort or with the aim of doing business. We do it through Toys for Engineers, and then earlier last year we also joined up with Waterford Local Enterprise Office to hold a more general Meet the Buyer event with them. In total, between the two, we held 180 Meet the Buyer meetings, and we are secure in the knowledge that there have been some serious deals done through that. So what I would suggest is, if you're looking to track down businesses or to chase sale leads or get in front of, you know, the larger companies, this is the platform that you really need to get involved in, be it through Toys for Engineers or in the general one, which we hope to run with Waterford Local Enterprise Office again. Obviously, our training and our learning events went virtual. And we really pushed that as well, and we actually held 20 webinars, which, you know, if you think about it, is one every 2 weeks, which was a phenomenal return in that regard. We had 10 networking events, so we did sneak out every now and again in among the lockdown, and we also obviously held speed networking events and different events like that online. Our headline events, which I mentioned, the likes of Toys for Engineers, we actually got to have a president's lunch. John was delighted to host his lunch in beautiful Dunmore on a gorgeous afternoon. We played golf. So there was a number of those big events that happened. And again, look, not everything is going to suit you, but it is a lovely way of getting out, networking, maybe doing something a little bit different. And we would encourage you. There's also opportunities there around sponsorship, and if you want to have a look at that and join us on promoting and organising events, we'd be more than happy to speak to you on that. And finally, the group sessions. So group sessions are associated with the Regional Leaders Programme as well. And thank you, Irene, for your message there. Irene did the programme and got great benefit from it. The group sessions that we run through the Regional Leaders Programme are held by some of our leaders, and they would all work across different topics. I suppose around the soft skill area. So we've emotional intelligence, digital marketing, mediation, different, I suppose, aspects that really do benefit you in business. And that's ultimately the goal of the Regional Leaders Programme. So I would encourage anybody who maybe wants to support their staff. Gerald spoke earlier about supporting our workforce, and maybe you can't afford to give them a pay rise, but by showing your commitment to them, and by giving them the opportunity of doing a program like the Regional Leaders Program, I think can really show your trust and your commitment to your employees. So you can have a look at rlp.ie or through our own website, or just give me a call or an email, and I'll happily talk you through it. Brian, we might just move on. So I suppose what you've gathered from there is we had a pretty busy year last year, and a busy year the year before, because we readapted and changed, and we're not ones to sit on our laurels. And then of course they give you a Chamber of the Year award, and you think, oh man, how are we going to beat that? So that's where a lot of the drive last year came from, and that's continuing into this year. So here's our calendar of events. We will be sending it out to everybody. We just want to confirm a couple of last dates, and there are more events being added all the time. As you can see already, aside from all of the other aspects of what we do in Waterford Chamber, there's a massive amount going on. So even if we're to look at this month alone, we obviously have our event today. We have a Connect with Limerick Chamber event later on in the month. You're going into March, which is the Business Awards. We have a beautiful International Women's Day event, which came about by chance, where we have secured the Vicky Phelan portrait, and we are bringing it to Garter Lane for a public display on International Women's Day, and also having an evening reception there with the artist to, I suppose, mark International Women's Day, and also the opening of Katie Honan's new play in Garter Lane, which centres around mental health. However, it doesn't come without a price, because we will be fundraising for the Sulla Centre and for the Shona project. That's obviously the agreement to get the portrait. So we'll be asking you to come along, have a public viewing, and dig deep so that we can support the charities that have been chosen by Vicky. And I suppose, create some awareness, obviously, as well, around women's health. As Avril mentioned, we have a great celebration in the Apple Market with Liberty Blue estate agents. And also you'll see at the bottom of some of them, we have different little months. So this is something new we've added this year. And we'll have a wellness month in March, where we will be working with UPMC and bringing some fantastic wellness initiatives to you, both virtually and live events. I'm not going to go through everything there, because there's an awful lot to cover, but just to, I suppose, point out that there is so much going on. There is something for everybody. And we're all the time looking for new ideas, looking to partner with people. We're always looking for sponsors. And we have, I suppose, just to have a look, I'm conscious of time, but to have a look at some of our key events that we have going on that I would encourage everybody to get involved in. First one is our Business Expo. So we're very excited to be bringing this back on the 12th of May, and we're going to work with Waterford Local Enterprise Office on this. And I suppose it's going to be different, and it's going to be exciting, but the ultimate aim is that we will get 80 to 100 businesses together in a safe environment, and finally back together to do networking, and of course to generate sales leads, which is ultimately what everybody is here for. Our President's Lunch will be coming up in June. Our Golf Classic is in Faithleg in July. The Regional Leaders Programme will start again in September. So really give that one thought. I think it's very important as you support your team. And Toys for Engineers, we're going to start marketing that straight away. That has kind of grown into a national and somewhat international event. And for anybody in industry or looking to connect with industry, it's an absolute must. And hopefully, after a 2-year absence, we will see out the year with our annual dinner in the Tower Hotel in November with the guest speaker. So I think we all need to dust off the tuxes and the evening gowns, and we all need a good night out. So please God, that will happen this year. We were disappointed we couldn't quite get there in November of last year. So they're just some of the events that are coming up. I really hope we will meet you at them. As I say, we are here to support you. We're here to communicate, to promote your business, And of course, we're here to interact and to introduce you to other people. And I hope you think what we've been speaking about, that we're providing the platform to do that. And I suppose other than that, I just wanted to say as well that if there is any way that we can support you along the way, be it through connecting you with other businesses or with lobbying ideas or writing letters, it's all part of communication. We send a lot of letters to government and things like that. We're only too happy to talk to you. We're all completely accessible, and we are here to help. So I think that's it from me. Brian, I'll hand back over to you if that's all right.
No problem at all. Good. So we're going in for another quick networking meeting. John.
Okay, thanks very much. So look, to conclude, first of all, I'd like to thank Gerald, Avril and Linda for their comprehensive updates. You know, sometimes even when you're president of the chamber, the amount of activities that are going on, sometimes I'm taken aback by it, and it's really great to see in terms of the agenda that's being rolled out over the next 12 months in terms of our events. Yes, some virtual, but hopefully more face-to-face, because that's where we really need to get back to. I'd like to thank Brian for his technical skills here this afternoon. I'm afraid you couldn't depend on me to make sure that the meeting would run properly, so that's why Brian is there. I hope you found the event worthwhile, first of all, and again, thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedules to come on to the event. We'll continue to resource the team and the website with information. Linda and Albert have laid out there very clear the avenues and the channels where you can go down to find information that you might require. But I think the main thing from today is to continue to encourage your engagement with us, and we look forward to meeting with you in person at one of the events in the near future. We continue to be open to suggestions, so please don't be afraid, no matter how mad you might think the suggestion is. Sometimes you have to be different to be noticed, and we'd like, as I say, you to continue to send in your suggestions. And so finally, look, just like to thank you again, to wish everyone all the best in business for the year ahead. Take care, and hopefully we'll get to talk soon. Thank you very much.